showing oil rolled over. I pretty much expected it, other than today's move, and we've been trading it pretty well. And from the open today, though, we just trade got obliterated. And then you look at gold. Gold followed oil, okay, and okay, sell off into the Fed meeting, and then today just collapsed. You're like, okay, well, going into employment report, they knock it down, but then check the dollar out. The dollar's been falling too. Usually, oil and the dollar have been going together, but the dollar down and gold down too. Something's just really weird. And then check out SPY, flat as a pancake for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 trading days. You know, um, and and they got the VIX pinned. And so and underneath all of this is that you got the economy just collapsing underneath it. It's just like, you have this ice sheet, and the ice is getting thinner and thinner as you go, and eventually it's going to fall through, and they're just making the SPY look like it's normal. Because look at IWM, which we've been shorting with puts and with TWM. It's been drifting down. It hit its VWAP today, so we'll see if it bounces or if it's going to come down to its 100-day moving average. I think it's going to keep falling. You know, with with commodities getting just absolutely shellacked. This is 2007-ish. You got the volatility they put into the floor. Now the commodities are rolling over hard. Now all we really need from here is for actually food prices to start going up, and for there to be some sort of event. And Federal Reserve was raising rates into 2008 as well. They just have, if you assume that they're not evil, and then they're just simply incompetent, or they're just fearful and they wait for the last minute so they don't piss anybody off. But, I think there's probably some evil in with the incompetence. But yeah, it's just amazing. Iron ore collapsed today. I think copper. See if I got that one right. Yeah, copper collapsed. So I think with gold and silver falling, is that usually these they, you know, they they're the most liquid things to give up on margin calls. So I think that might be the reason. But silver, it just looks just a little too contrite. Contrite. That's a good word. A little too obvious. Look at this, straight down, and it's into this pivot here. So, and I'll tell you, my signals are getting all messed up. Things I use as clues are just not cluing us. I mean, look at the yen. It, you know, that's why this is why gold was falling, but it hasn't affected oil before, and it should have been lifting the SPY, and it hasn't done it. So I think there's desperation happening here. They're doing everything they can to keep the SPY up. The only thing I worry about on the going upside is that they're holding the market in place until these companies can start buying back shares again. That's the only thing I worry about. But that should only lift the market 2.5 or 3%, because the amount of cash they have on hand is like 10% of the market, and they got their debt to capital ratios are shot now, and interest rates are going up. So I don't know. So I'm just a little confused. The only thing that's really been working, I mean, I shouldn't say that. We've had some really good trades, but the only thing that's been consistently working, obviously, in these markets that go stale like this, is the credit spreads and the day trades. But I've been afraid to trade XIV, and look at this. I mean, it's just it's trading with the yen. I should just note this to myself. Don't overthink this stuff. If the yen is overnight pushing down, then XIV is going to get popped. So there seems to be some correlations there. But my gosh, it's we're getting to the end on this thing. I think the whole yield curve out, yield curve, the whole futures structure, market structure out a year is under 16 for the VIX. I mean, that is disaster in the making. Everything's being front run. I think that's the downside of computerized everything. There's simply no fear. There's just simply a target. And then when they think the target is made or the algorithm gets tweaked or something in the inputs get changed, this whole thing unwinds. And now that everybody's so pushed on one end, it can just roll hard the other way. So that's one thing that worries me about it. And I just got kind of steered clear on this. I thought for sure, that we'd get a little pushback in the VIX, but they just keep grinding away at it. But at some point, the market structure is going to be so tight that it's not going to be worth taking the trades. And somebody's going to unwind it. Somebody's going to be the first to leave. And then a whole risk parity trade blows up. So anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll do some stuff over the weekend. We had excellent April, but this first week in May has been a bit rocky for us. See if we can get ourselves realigned and get back on track. Anyways, Bob, Trade Genius, I'll get back to you guys over the weekend. Thanks. Bye-bye.